He probably believes very strongly that his former client, his late client, is not guilty and would like to clear the record.
One day after Dulos died, we're now getting our hands on the motion his defense team filed with the state. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Dulos died yesterday, 2 days after trying to kill himself at his mansion in Farmington. Now his attorneys say they are hoping to keep this murder case against him alive. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live outside Stamford Superior Court now with all the details. Matt, how do they plan to do it?
Well, Dennis, the Dulos defense team has said this is their attempt to go forward and keep that case alive. But legal experts that we have talked to say it's likely a long shot.
I'm pretty sure that it's never happened in Connecticut. I haven't been able to find any evidence of it at all.
Quinnipiac law professor Bill Dunlap says a trial with a dead defendant is unprecedented here in Connecticut. But attorneys for Dulos, who died yesterday after attempting to take his own life 2 days earlier, want the murder case against him to keep moving forward.
It'll be a difficult challenge to persuade the state of Connecticut to go forward with a trial in the absence of a defendant. But having maligned the man for all time from coast to coast, and if not there, around the world, we're asking for the right to clear his name.
Norm Pattis filed a motion asking the court to allow them to substitute Dulos' estate for his former client. In the paperwork, he claims Dulos' right to confront the charges did not die when he did. Mr. Dulos professed his innocence to the grave, and it was his final wish and the wish of his estate that he be speedily tried before a jury of his peers to establish his innocence before the world. In fact, they even filed a motion today asking the court to compel the state to turn over the evidence they have so far. According to court files, police found a note at Dulos' home where he allegedly professed his innocence in the death of his missing wife, adding his lawyers had the evidence to prove it. But now that he's dead, it's likely the state will dismiss the case. Dunlap calls the defense team's motion for a trial where the defendant is no longer alive a long shot, saying the instances Pattis cited in his motion were essentially nothing more than legal theater.
The relatively few posthumous trials that there have been are generally show trials. Joan of Arc certainly was. Henry Plummer, the sheriff from the Old West, got a new trial a century and a half later.
Now, I also spoke with New Haven-based defense attorney John Williams today. He says when it comes to a trial with a defendant that has died, he says he's never seen anything like this, heard anything like this. He says he doesn't even know what the legal authority is for this. But he says without a precedent, he says he wouldn't brush this off just yet. We're live at the mobile newsroom in Stamford. Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Matt, I'm a bit intrigued. Why is Attorney Williams suggesting this could be something to watch here?
Well, he says when it comes to criminal defense moving a case forward, he says it's always lawyers looking to get creative. Creative lawyers are what moves criminal defense forward. So he says in this case, he says that's exactly what Norm Pattis is trying to do, come up with a creative solution to keep this moving forward. And he says without a precedent, he says it's something that you can't cut out. We're live with the mobile newsroom. Send it back to you now, Dennis.